Hey guys, and welcome to this week's vlog. So today, Tess and I, you will probably remember Tess from last week's video when we went to Albury Showjumping competition. So Tess and I are going to go showjumping schooling at an arena near us. So where we keep the horses, the arena just isn't really rideable at the moment because of all the rain we've had, and it just gets very deep. It's very difficult to even flat work on, let alone jump. So actually a client of the clinic has a arena only like 10 minutes down the road from Rocky and Denny, Tessa's horse. So we're gonna head there. Our friend has ridden on it loads of times and said that it holds up really well, and she has some jumps there. So I think the plan is to do some grid work, which is definitely going to be very beneficial for Rocky and I, because if you watch the show vlog, his rideability is so much better. He's a lot more relaxed, his canter is really nice. The only thing we have a little bit of trouble with is the doubles, because he jumps in quite strong and then goes, oh my god, I didn't even see the second part. And also just kind of working on his technique, getting him to jump a bit more rounder and up as opposed to quite flat, because like, I don't want to generalize and say all thoroughbreds, but thoroughbreds, the way they go, the way they gallop is very flat downhill and pulling with their front legs, as opposed to show jumpers are generally pushing from behind. And that is reflected in the injuries that we see as well, because thoroughbreds tend to do their front tendons, and then show jumpers and dressage horses tend to do their hind suspensories. So it's just because of their different action. So obviously Rocky is just bred and trained to just pull with his front legs and pull and gallop in like a straight motion as opposed to a bouncy canter. So we're just going to have to slowly retrain that and just get him used to a new way of going. But I'm very happy with how he's going recently, so hopefully he's nice and relaxed. And then we pop down some grids, do some bounces. I did some bounces with him last year, so he knows how to do them. And then yeah, see how we go. So I'm very excited. I'm going to head to the yard now. We actually it's actually a Thursday also, but we have a day off because of the Queen passing away, and Australia is in the Commonwealth, so we also got a day of mourning. So yeah. Obviously I'm from Ireland, so I wouldn't have gotten this day off if I was still in Ireland, so feel lucky. Is that bad? That's kind of mad. Anyway, we'll move on. And then we also have Friday off because it's the AFL Grand Final weekend. On a completely different note, a sporting public holiday. Don't really have them in Ireland either, so I'm a big fan of this Australian public holiday system because they seem to have public holidays for everything. Anyway, I'm gonna head off and I will catch up with you guys when I get Rocky in from the field, and then we're gonna load up and hit the road. Oh, Rocky, look how shiny you are. Yeah, you. Oh, the flies are annoying you, aren't they? The flies are annoying you. You ready to go show jumping? Yes. Alrighty, the float is packed. I've got on my tack, boots, hat, bridle, saddle pad, girth. Yep, all good. Time to get the ponies. Rocky has spotted his boyfriend. Here he comes. It is. Oh, your boyfriend. Now we are here. We're just gonna set up some jumps and then get going. Excited, Rocky? Yeah? Yeah. Hey guys, and welcome to a bit of a voiceover. I thought I would just talk over the next few clips because this started with just being a vlog of this day's training, but then I forgot to finish it. And then we went training another 2 times after this and I got clips. So I thought I would just put them all together and kind of show you his improvement over 3 weeks of training. So we just jump him kind of once a week, and then he does a lot of trail riding and then some flat work in between that. So we're just turning around at first. Again, I really don't care where his head is as long as he is relaxed and I can ride him on a loose contact, which as you can see we definitely can. He's good at changing the bend, so changing now to the right bend. He's getting a lot more supple and really listening to me and relaxing. So yeah, really I don't care if the flat work doesn't look pretty as long as it's relaxed. So now we have some cantering, and his cantering is really coming on. Cantering over some poles here, just practicing the rideability. On this day, I still felt like I only had one gear in the canter, and that was this one length of stride. Like, it was not really possible to shorten him. If I asked him to slow down or shorten, he would just go back into the trot instead of a slower canter. But this has really improved even since then. This is only like 2.5 weeks ago, so I'm really happy with how he's going at the moment. So now we're going to pop down the grid. So this grid is 2 bounces, a canter pull, vertical, canter pull, oxer. So as I said, he'd done bounces before, but as you can see there, he just jumped miles in, really big, really long. And this is what he kind of does in doubles, which gets us a little bit into trouble. So we kind of come around again. He's kind of realised. I put a nice strong contact on to try and get him to say, come on now, look at the holes. But it is just kind of learning, and we keep them all very nice and small until he gets it. So that time was really good in that, although he knocked it, he really slowed down and thought about the next fence. So now we have the 2 jumps. Again, you can see my contact is really quite loose there, but he's trying to slow down. But he's getting a little bit caught out by the last fence there because he's still getting too long and too quick. So it's all about teaching him to slow himself down, as opposed to me having to pull him constantly. So here he's trying to figure out what's the best way to get over this fence. So there he knocked it. So then this time around, I think it is, he really drifts to the left to try and give himself more room. So this is just him, so really to the left to try and get more room. This is just him trying to work out, how can I get over this fence? And the correct answer I'm looking for him to get is to slow down and sit back on his hocks. But that's just going to take some learning. So we put some V-pulls up, and there he's a lot better, still drifts slightly to the left, but really slows down, puts his head down, looks at the fence, and really trying to work it out. So that's all I want. I just want him to be relaxed and thinking about things and working them out. So here, much better. We put another pull down to keep him straight. He stayed quite straight, and he tried to be really careful. So now we come around again. I think it's an oxer now. So I'm just using a bit of right rein. There he kind of forgot about the vertical, but really sat up and thought about the oxer and was very careful over it, which was nice. That's what we want. Again, really looking at the oxer and completely forgetting about the vertical. So you can't have it all. He's being very careful over the oxer, and that's all I can kind of ask for him. So that's why we just leave it at that. He's relaxed, he's being careful, he's trying his hardest. He's not going to get it all in one session. So now we are a week later, and what we've set up is basically a 1-stride double, but with poles to help him sit up. So straight away he comes in really slow, really looking and careful over the jumps. I was so happy with how he came out on this day, because it's a really short distance and they're little verticals, which he is usually not great over, and he is being really careful, really trying. And also I'm really happy with his approach in the canter. He's really listening to me. It's a lot easier to ride the pole. So that time he did knock the first pull, so I come around again, and this is actually my last time jumping it, because he really thinks about it, really sits up and tries. So there he really tried, sat back, really tried again, so I was very happy, gave him a pat, and he was done. So this brings us up to just the weekend gone by. The difference in weather is quite funny in these clips, but anyway, so this is his canter on Sunday. He is really, although he's kind of throwing his head every so often, I don't mind that, that's mostly a balance thing, but he's being really nice and soft and having this nice slow canter and very relaxed. So I'm really happy with how his canter is progressing. Our next step to get it ready for a dressage test is to start riding a little bit more in the snaffle on the flat, because he does love this 2-ring, but he's going to have to get used to riding in the snaffle as well for the dressage tests. So just a little bit of canter on the other rein. And on this day our grid setup was kind of like a triple combination with 1 strides in between, except the first part I left as a vertical. So instantly when he comes around and jumps this, you can see a huge improvement from that first day that we did the grid work. So he's really careful, really slow, and really good. So that green pole, he is actually a little bit short, and he finds it short on this time, so we just move it out. But it was because it accidentally rolled in, it was just a little bit too short for him. But again, really calm, really good. As I said, lands kind of over the pole, so we moved that well out, and then there was no problem after that. And again, his canter approach, really listening to me. It's really easy to ride to the stride of the pole. I'm just have my reins really nice and relaxed the whole way through the grid. It's completely up to him to figure things out. That canter transition I was so happy with. It's the first time he's really come up through the transition. What he used to do is really dive forward into the canter, and it would set him all off balance, and then he'd get all worried. Whereas that was the first time he really sat up and kind of came up into the canter, which I was very happy about. Again, very happy. He's been really nice and careful and really trying. So we come around, and we only come around twice more because he's just being so good. So this time, really good off the left rein, really good over the second part. He's being so careful over the last part, that little vertical. Usually that would be the pole that he would knock. And then we come around the right rein, I mess up the stride, but he totally saves my ass, and he is such a good boy. I'm so happy. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I think it's nice for me to watch back, even though it was only 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks between the first session and yesterday's. It's still, I feel like there's a huge improvement there, and I'm so happy with him. So unfortunately this weekend just gone, our show was cancelled, and we were meant to be doing some show jumping in Werribee, but there was so much rain. As you could see in one of the clips, it was just lashing rain. So that was unfortunately cancelled, but next weekend I am doing a cross jump competition, which is just show jumping and cross country, which are obviously the two best parts of eventing. So I'm really excited to do that, and it's at the arena and cross country course where we went schooling earlier this year. So fingers crossed, we should be very prepared. I feel like our show jumping is going well. He's already jumped all those cross country jumps already, so I'm excited. He's doing the grade 3, which is 80 centimeters, and yeah, it's on Sunday. So I'm so excited. So that is the plan with him, and then the following weekend I'm away, but then the weekend after that we are going to Avenel Horse Trials, which is his first ever horse trials. I've only done 1 horse trials in my life, like eventing. So I think I've only done 1 ever. So I'm really, really excited for that. Yeah, it's gonna be just smash out some dressage training, and hopefully we will be so ready for it. So that is it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like these kind of videos with the training and the voiceover, and I can do more if you like them. So yeah, I will see you in the next video, which may be the cross-country show jumping vlog from next week. But we might also go training again this week, so maybe I'll video that. We'll see. Anyway, see you guys.